G'day folks. Well, today's Sunday and yesterday I went down to private practice and gave the car a bit of a workout, and I tell you what, I'm feeling so good at the moment. I've got it all off my chest. I had a lot bottled up in the last probably 3 to 4 weeks. Couldn't get it down there due to weather and other circumstances that cropped up. But yesterday, wow, fantastic. We had a little bit of wet weather, as you may have noticed in that vid that I put up before. Actually, in the first run, it was quite a wet track. And I didn't have the camera rolling because basically just ran around 20 laps pretty easy and just got a feel for it. But when I took my son out, I sort of got a little bit of heat into the tyres, and yeah, it's amazing how much, I was quite surprised how much grip you do get in a damp track. I've got another video to put up, guys, so it'll be another day or two away from this one. And I won't give it away, but the track was dry and I was just having a little go in there by myself. Watch it all, because towards the end I did a little burnout, and I tell you what, it's worth watching. That's all I'll say. Alright, now I want to give you some feedback on it. First off, we'll talk about, I had a little drama. And it could have turned into an absolute disaster, guys. I was very lucky I picked it up, and I'll show you. I ended up coming in, look at that. I ended up coming in and just checking on my wheel nuts, and one broke off. As I was, look, I'd never put much on it, and I just tore it off. So what's been happening with the back wheels is not so much at the front, but just the back. I thought they were working their way loose. Talking to an experienced racer down there yesterday, his name was Phil. If you're watching, Phil, it was a pleasure to meet you. He said that I was actually, every time I nipped them, I was stretching the studs. And over time, they were stretching and just finally gave out. Now, what's happening is because of the torque of this motor and the hard cornering and the bit of punishment that it's been getting, they've been stretching and obviously just not up to the task. So I'm going to do all 4 wheels and go to 1/2 inch studs. So I'm not sure if ARP do them, but anyway, I'll do some videos on that and show you all the process on that as I go along with it. Right, now a bit of feedback on the back brakes. Incredible so far. Never locked them up once in the back. It felt so good in the brake department. So all the little tricks that I've done there, I've had the drums pulled off. Hardly any material taken off the shoes. And they were fantastic. So happy so far with that. I'm actually going to do some more modifications to them. But that's down the track, like I said, not too far away, but I'm going to show you and do videos up on that one. So there is hope for these drum brakes. So yeah, I'm very pleased, absolutely wrapped with it. So far so good. Now the shocks, oh, what a difference they made. Now I'll tell you that the rear shocks are a lot stiffer than the front ones. Now, when I first put them in, it wasn't until I dropped it on the ground and realised, when I showed you in that vid how I was pushing it up on the stands, it really wasn't a good test. It wasn't until I got it on the ground and I started pushing the front. Actually, the front's quite soft. Now, I got talking to some people down there, and that's what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to be rock solid up the front. It's to make the car dive a little bit under hard braking, give it a little bit of cushion, and it's amazing. It really is amazing. Like, the back feels really taut. Now that I come over the start-finish line down at Simmons, there's a little hump, and it used to upset the car. No, not this time. The car feels really planted. So the early signs that bit of testing I did yesterday are brilliant. The handling of this thing is incredible. I'm actually so wrapped with it. Now the battery, the car has no understeer. Not that I've gone to the point where I've pushed the car to the absolute limit, but there was a couple of times down there yesterday that it would have got understeer if I'd had the old engine in, especially with the cast iron heads, the battery up the front and so forth. She would have started to sledge a little bit in the front. Well, it hasn't done that, so it turns in so easy, and now that the back steps out, it's so easy to control. Like, I was playing around there in the wet yesterday, and like I said, I'm not an expert driver, but it was very predictable and very enjoyable. So I'm really heading in that direction that I want to head, and improving the car, and that's what this channel was about. Showing you guys all the steps to improve the car on a circuit, and it's not costing me a hell of a lot of money. It's just making the right moves, spending the money where it matters, doing what you can do to save money. Example, keeping your drums and modifying them, and turning your car into a bit of a beast, really. I'm really well on the way, so I'm really pleased with myself. I had a comment there in that last video. Someone said, well, Jack said, he says it seems to be going faster. Well, guys, I'll tell you now, the reason why it's going faster, I'm putting the pedal down to the floor. A lot of the videos that I've put up it's never really been flat to the floor. It's just building a bit of confidence in the car. So now I'm starting to really push it, and it's got some bite. I mean, on 7 pound, it's bloody ridiculous, really, how much power it's making. Don't ask me what it's making in the rear wheels, because I've got no idea. But all I know, it's a bloody handful, and it's got so much torque. And I'm not sure if you noticed in that last video, the one I put up when I was driving in the wet, how I heard that bang. I thought I blew the motor up. That was my first instance. I thought, oh God, what happened to it? It hit the limiter. It was actually pulling 6.1 in the revs then, only a few hundred metres up the bloody, off the hairpin. So but I was holding it flat. So when she starts cutting the ignition, you're getting that much unburnt fuel go through the exhaust system, and as soon as it runs out the back, she just catches on, you see, and that's hence the explosion. So that's what that was. It actually gave me a fair old fright to start with. I have experienced it before, but only when I've sort of half had the throttle trimmed, so obviously not getting the fuel, and you get a bit of a pop and a bang. But this time it was full throttle, and she just buzzed straight up to 6.1, and yeah, it scared the crap out of me, but that's what it turned out to be. So no harm done, and a great learning process all this is. It's all learning. Look guys, I notice I'm getting a lot of questions, and I love it. Fair dinkum. The idea is, like I said, I'm not an expert, but I've gained a bit of knowledge since I've remounted this car. Any more questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So keep them coming, guys. And yeah, more vids to come. And I'll catch you later.